Extortion arrest.
This is just the start of our enforcement work.
Police say it's linked to a shooting, and even daycares were targeted. Plus, the call for more officers.
It limits the amount of work that we're able to put into some of these investigations.
Why Calgary police say they're understaffed. And they set a date, but now they don't have a venue.
And there were like big white signs at the front that said White Diamond is permanently closed. And we were like devastated.
An investigation into a business that closed the doors for good.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news. With Tara Nelson. Reporting tonight, Ian White.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Artemis II is on its way to the moon and beyond, the first manned mission to deep space in more than 50 years.
3, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff.
It is an historic moment in space exploration. Among those on board, Canadian Jeremy Hansen and 3 other astronauts who will spend the next 10 days on a 2 million kilometer journey that will take them around the far side of the moon and back. We'll have more on the mission and how people here are watching it in a moment. But first, Calgary police have made an arrest after what officers call a series of escalating incidents led to a home shooting and suspicious activity at multiple daycares. It's all being tied back to an increasing number of extortion cases targeting Calgary's South Asian community. Tim Brooke has more on what's being done to curb these troubling crimes.
Officers believe it started here on March 4th along Martindale Boulevard in the northeast. Shots were fired at this home and no arrests were made. Just weeks later, escalation.
This extortion series is highly complex in both scope, depth, and magnitude.
Police say threats, vandalism, and other suspicious activity spread outward to 2 daycares outside of the city. The locations are not being released to protect those involved. No children were believed to be in harm's way.
There was reasons these 2 specific daycares had been targeted, and for that reason, I don't believe that other daycares at this time will be targeted.
45-year-old Rana Chima has been charged with extortion and uttering threats. He was known to police. In 2020, charges of assaults and threats to cause death or bodily harm were withdrawn.
The potential for people to be harmed is really significant, particularly when their firearms are being used and discharged into homes and businesses.
Police won't say if Chima has ties to organized crime locally or internationally.
The ability to track people down is greatly hindered by the fact that a lot of these operations are being directed and even sometimes actually managed outside of Canada.
There have now been 41 extortion attempts since last January, 18 involving shootings. This arrest is just the latest in a crackdown on extortion violence also plaguing the Lower Mainland and Edmonton.
People want to see the results, and once they see results, it kind of start to alleviate some of their concerns and, more importantly, fear.
The charges announced today are an important step forward. This is just the start of our enforcement work.
Chima is expected in court on April 22nd.
And Tim joins us tonight from Martindale with more. So, Tim, police are hoping this begins a domino effect.
Well, yes, Ian. Local law enforcement currently working with federal agencies to try to solve some of the extortion problems here in our city. But as you heard right there, some of this police work can be incredibly hard. And, well, oftentimes, unfortunately, it's made even more difficult because a lot of the victims don't want to speak up. So police are really hoping here that this one arrest can, as you mentioned, domino. Hopefully it shows people that they can make more arrests, and maybe some of the victims are a little bit more empowered and want to speak up, call police or Crime Stoppers. Ian, police also mentioned today that they'll be increasing visible patrols in the hardest hit areas of our city when it comes to extortion, and they're also going to do their best to communicate more clearly with some of the communities being impacted.
Tim, thanks very much. Calgary's emergency services are preparing for big budget asks to try to keep up with a growing city. The fire department needs crews for some of its trucks, and police hope to hire hundreds of officers over the next 4 years. Calgary's mayor says the province could provide a lot of help. Jordan Canagan reports.
Calgary's emergency crews are dealing with more calls and they're getting more complex.
When there's a shorter amount of people doing just as much of work or more complex work or more traumatic work, it has an absolute impact on our membership.
19% of officers are currently on leave or have accommodations keeping them off the front lines. The police chief wants to see 660 more officers hired over the next 4 years.
There are numbers that we need in each area because we've looked at the call load, we've looked at what's required.
Calgary is roughly 147 officers per 100,000 residents, a much lower ratio than cities like Vancouver, Edmonton, and Toronto. The national average is 178 officers per 100,000 people.
This is an issue that the province could erase in a single instant. The fine revenue that they defunded our Calgary Police by, $28 million, that fine revenue would accommodate for at least 200 of the positions that the chief is asking for without raising a single cent or a single dollar of taxes on Calgarians or Albertans.
That money went away when the province limited photo radar locations. The city is covering the gap for now, but other departments need money too.
We need to open new stations and put new apparatus into service, new trucks into service, and for all of those things we need firefighters.
Exact funding requests aren't yet known, but the fire chief says they need money for more crews to man aerial ladder trucks and medical response units. Call volume is up and city sprawl is making response times slower than targeted.
We've grown the city with new stations on the periphery by just putting an engine in there, but not really thinking about how we need more of those ladder trucks.
Funding asks will be made in the coming months, and the next budget cycle will be debated in November. Jordan Canigan, CTV News, Calgary.
In a statement, the province says there are no plans to expand photo radar, but the transportation minister says fines for offences like speeding, careless driving and stunting have increased, and some of that money will go back to municipalities. Calgary police are still looking for the person responsible for a fatal attack in Ogden last week. Police were called to a house on Crestwood Road last Thursday. A man was rushed to hospital but later died from his injuries. He has been identified as 28-year-old Dor Thor Metkerjok. Police are still looking for the suspect.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary students and professors are watching history unfold tonight as humanity returns to deep space for the first time in more than 50 years. The Artemis II mission has liftoff from Florida, sending 4 astronauts around the moon and back. Mark Villani has more on the Canadian connection and what this means for the next generation of scientists.
2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff.
It's a moment that feels like history coming back to life. The Artemis II mission marks the first time since 1972 that humans have traveled beyond low Earth's orbit, sending 4 astronauts on a journey around the moon and back. At a University of Calgary watch party, it's turning textbook learning into reality.
It's just been very like an abstraction of we went to the moon. So it's very cool to see that, you know, it's something we're still doing, we're still excited about.
It's a feeling of patriotism that I feel like is unparalleled to see that.
This is Jeremy. We are going for all humanity.
For the first time, a Canadian is orbiting the moon. Astronaut Jeremy Hansen is on board the mission. Calgarian Jenny Gibbons serving as his backup after completing the same training.
Is meant to be the beginning of opening up space in a fundamentally different way, and so creating the moon as a platform for human activity.
And for these grad students, it's a powerful reminder that their research could one day be aiding missions like this.
It's so fun to watch how we're innovating and how even these innovations that feel at times not necessarily connected, how they all build into this bigger and bigger picture.
That bigger picture is also helping break barriers as a new generation, including more women, see themselves in space.
Little girls can also see that this astronaut is going to the moon, so they could also go to the moon one day. These rocket launches and these missions to the moon that really helps drive excitement and interest in astronomy.
It's also inspiring some students to aim even higher.
I'd love to go to the moon.
Christian Keenan studies physics and astronomy. He hopes the launch blazes a trail towards deep space exploration.
And after that, maybe an interplanetary gateway between Mars and Earth, and then from there, moving on to settling on Mars.
Meanwhile, professors say this could also change how we see ourselves, pointing to the famous Earthrise photo from the Apollo era, with this mission hoping to shape the future of humanity.
They're trying to do something that will inspire us for generations to come.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
And some space fans gathered at Telespark to watch the historic moment on the big screen. A very big screen, that is. The event was streamed on the Infinity Dome to give viewers a wraparound view. The Science Center also gave attendees several space-inspired experiences. Experts were on hand to answer questions and share in the fun. The smallest fans at Telespark today were the ones with the biggest excitement.
Even that moon. I read a book and I just started loving space. I was obsessed with it. I did everything to figure out things about space. I'm very excited. This is my first time ever seeing a rocket launch in my life.
And of course, you can drop in at Telespark to learn about space and our planet, too. The snowpack in Banff National Park is more than 2 meters deep in places, and experts say that's well above average. That is good news for soil moisture and to keep our water reservoirs full. Kevin Fleming reports.
She typically spends her workdays in Edmonton going over data related to snow accumulations all over the province. But now Natalie Brunet is on a field trip of sorts.
Today's special treat. So usually we're in the office looking at weather models, looking at, all of this data that the field techs are collecting. But today I get to come out and put not quite faces to names, but the equivalent for snow surveys.
Brunet is working alongside of May Guan in Banff National Park.
So this information is really valuable with the snow surveys that we do. We put it into the water supply outlook that I usually do from my desk. And that has kind of basin-wide for the season, how much water volume do we expect to run off into the rivers.
The new data is compared to historic recordings, so the province knows if the current snowpack is above or below average. Many of the survey sites are only accessible by helicopter because of their remote locations within the national park. Guan uses simple tools to collect her information.
The snow tube goes in the snow, grab the tube, and the scale is rated to density of water. And by knowing the snow depth and the weight of this core snow, you can figure out the water equivalent.
Brunet says there are many stakeholders downstream who rely on river and reservoir forecasting, and she says the numbers show that reservoirs are in good shape for the start of the season.
Lots of snow in the mountains does not equal lots of flooding downstream necessarily. So really what drives the big floods in the major cities is the big rain events. But the rate at which the snow melts is not fast enough to cause flooding. On a wide scale.
Survey technicians say that the season started with a number of large snow events, and that snow remained throughout the season, with new snow added to it, increasing the snowpack. Now it's finding that many areas are well above average, and in some cases, they're 2 times the normal average. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Banff National Park.
And the team will continue to collect snow samples until June 1st in the headwaters, but in many other parts of the province, the last surveys will be finished for the season in a few days. So, Danielle, you just heard it.
Yeah.
In some places, there's double the amount of snow in the mountains, so we don't need any more.
Okay, well, how about we put it this way? If we get it, it'd be best if it's in the form of rainfall rather than heavy, wet, what they call heart attack snow, correct? Yes. But we still have a lot of snow in the forecast for many communities in southern Alberta tomorrow. 4 degrees is the temperature right now. I know today was calm, winds were calm, temperatures were mild. The sun came out at times, so it's hard to believe that we're going to be right back into winter for tomorrow. The key thing to measuring snowfall amounts for tomorrow, it's a tricky one because we're going to be hovering around that freezing mark, but really what you can look at is about 10 centimeters, 5 to 10 centimeters for Calgary. Temperatures around that freezing mark, cool to start, -7 with the wind chill, and it will be gusty at times, so that snow will be blowing around and reduce visibility. More details coming up, Ian.
Thanks, Danielle. We're seeing a drop at the pumps at more gas stations across Calgary. Some long lines at a Costco in the southwest as gas prices dropped to $1.52 a litre. And it was quieter earlier this morning at some stations where prices fell below $1.50. Calgarians looking to fill up and take advantage of falling costs ahead of the Easter long weekend. The UCP government says it's looking for all types of conversations in Alberta classrooms. But teachers are concerned. Next, reaction to the province's updated education policy. Also, an update from the RCMP on their investigation into a fatal shooting on the QEII. The provincial government says proposed changes to the Education Act are designed to encourage conversation on topics and viewpoints that are unfairly silenced in classrooms. Some teachers say the legislation amounts to censorship, adding stress at a time when schools are facing more serious problems. Jeremy Thompson reports.
I think every teacher starts off with the premise of we all have our own opinion.
In his 30-plus years teaching social studies to junior high students, Gary Nelson discussed some touchy subjects like politics and human rights. It's a practice he worries fewer teachers will pursue under newly proposed legislation.
The path to sound judgment is through vigorous discussion and debate. And what we're saying is you can't have that vigorous discussion and debate. The teacher certainly cannot be allowed to even be the moderator.
Bill 25 makes a number of changes to the Education Act, including a requirement that teachers ensure all viewpoints from students are treated equally, even if they believe those views are misinformed or potentially harmful. Education Minister Dimitrios Nicolaides says the goal is to remove ideology and bias from the classroom.
The changes that we've made in the legislation help support critical thinking and help support discussion of maybe controversial or challenging topics, because we're safeguarding a student's right in the bill to express diverse viewpoints.
Whether it's the impact of the oil and gas industry, LGBTQ rights, or even flat earth theory, Nelson believes teachers have a responsibility to separate facts from opinions for their students.
8, 9, 10-year-old kids, they don't know all the information, and they will come into their classes with a lot of mistruths, misinformation, partial information, and complete lies.
Opposition leader Naheed Nenshi believes the new rules on classroom bias are redundant.
I believe kids are smart. I believe they need to learn how to deal with opposing views the way this government has never learned, and we should trust teachers to do their jobs.
The Teachers Association says existing professional standards already cover bias among educators. Staffing and classroom size and complexity remain the union's top issues. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The province has introduced legislation that would give it more power over immigration. The new rules would require employers to register with the province before accessing federal temporary foreign worker programs. It would also create a licensing system for immigration consultants and recruiters. Alberta's immigration minister says Bill 26 would give the province information it was not receiving from Ottawa and provide safeguards for workers.
We're taking all legal means possible, which is in my mandate letter from the Premier, to take more control over provincial immigration. And in doing so, it will support the businesses in Alberta, and it will create a more transparent process for people coming from out of country to work.
The province says similar rules are already in place in Saskatchewan and BC. If passed, the legislation would be implemented over time.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
So, Danielle, I guess it depends on where you live in southern Alberta, whether this is snow that you'll see tomorrow or some rain overnight.
Exactly. So in some communities, heavy rain is the thing, and that's really mainly for the far south, or much of the far south, where we're looking at much warmer temperatures. But up Highway 2 towards Calgary, towards Red Deer, this is where we have temperatures that will be hovering around that freezing mark, and this will all mainly be falling in the form of that wet snow. Again, they call it heart attack snow for a reason. It's harder to shovel, it's heavy, so if you do have to shovel out there, make sure you take your time, take breaks if you need. All right, we're looking at very warm temperatures in the southeast corner, if you can see that here. 12 degrees in Lethbridge, 10 in Brooks right now, 12 in Medicine Hat, even the double digits in Milk River. So very warm temperatures there, which is why in these areas we're looking at mainly a rainfall event as this starts to creep in even as early as this evening. 4 degrees in Calgary, that's our daytime high, also our current temperature. So warm enough that we may kick this off with a little bit of rain, but as this intensifies, we'll be around that freezing mark and it will be wet snow. So it's mainly a snow event for Calgary. This is a look at maximum wind gusts for today. Pretty tame out there. We're going to pick up to 40 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. That means when we get the snowfall in many communities, it will be blowing around at times and reducing visibility out there on the roads. So by about 8 in the morning is when we're looking at the worst visibility out there on Highway 2 up towards Calgary, for example. All right, so we have some light precipitation going on right now. Nothing really to speak of just yet. The bulk of it is going to be moving in late tonight and through tomorrow. So it will be a busy day tomorrow. Let me give you the timeline and show you the difference between where we're looking at the wet snow and where we're looking at the rainfall. So Lethbridge and south, basically the southeast corner where we have those warmer temperatures, this is mainly a rain event that will start to kick in tonight. And even tomorrow morning, you can see this model even suggesting that we have the risk of non-severe thunderstorms in some isolated spots. Then as we head through the early hours of tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., this will start to switch to snowfall and move up Highway 2 towards Calgary. We may see some light snow previous to this, but basically what we're looking at is late morning and early afternoon for Calgary is when this really intensifies. So about 8 a.m. through to 1:30 p.m. is when we're looking at the most intense snowfall in Calgary, and then this will work its way out late tomorrow. So it will be a day for sure where we're going to have that reduced visibility. We're going to have slick roads, but this does clear out in time for a long weekend. So we're paying our dues just in time. All right, Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement for Calgary and many surrounding areas. When I show you where we're looking at the bullseye area, it's most likely just to the east of Highway 2, where some communities could see up to 20 centimeters of snow. There's even that risk in Calgary, but most likely in Calgary, we're looking at 5 to 10 centimeters, and that's what we're looking at from High River up to Airdrie, Cochrane included in this. Less amounts in Lethbridge, 5 centimeters, because half of that will be also in the form of rainfall. 5 millimeters of rain for Lethbridge, 5 centimeters of snow. There's a look at Calgary, high of 0, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow, clearing out for Good Friday, and then the clouds fully clearing out for Saturday as we get to 9 degrees. We do have the chance of a few flurries on Easter Sunday, about trace to a centimeter, and a high of 3 by then. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
Thanks, Danielle. Police have made another arrest for a deadly shooting on the QEII highway. Barinder Singh was driving with 2 friends south of Leduc in March. Police say a truck approached on the right and people inside flashed the peace symbol. Soon after, police say 2 shots were fired at the car, killing 23-year-old Singh. Dion Libsekel, who police believe was driving the truck, is charged with second-degree murder. 18-year-old Jimmy Gassner, police believe was the passenger and possibly shooter, is also facing second-degree murder charges.
This was probably occurred and became an incident within 2 minutes. We have seen no evidence to suggest that this attack was motivated by hatred or racial bias against any specific group.
The accused remain in custody. Libsekel is due in court tomorrow. And $6,000. It's a lot of money for most of us, and it's all gone. Next, the local couple who made a deposit on their wedding venue, which is now out of business. And later, a U.S. report raises concerns about Ottawa's focus on buying Canadian. Calgary police are investigating after the sudden closure of a wedding hall, leaving several couples without a venue or their deposits. A bride and groom who found out by accident are now warning others who might not even know the business is no longer operating. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
Nyan Neem and her fiancé paid a deposit for a banquet hall more than a year before their wedding. Now, 4 months ahead of the big day, they're left scrambling.
We still don't have a reception venue. This is so stressful.
They chose White Diamond Conference Center because they had recently attended other events there. In July 2025, they said they met with Adam Askar, the man operating the venue, and paid the deposit.
$3,000 in cash and then $3,000 in e-transfer. Like Adam Askar wanted the e-transfer into a personal account. That should have been a red flag. But we were like, whatever. We have been to this event multiple times, so whatever, we trust him.
On February 1st, the couple went online to verify the address before printing out their invitations.
We looked on Google reviews and it turns out the place is permanently closed and we were like, what?
At the venue, doors are locked, signs are up about the closure, and contact information is scratched out. Neem says they contacted Askar and Ravi Bahal, who owns White Diamond Conference Centre, but were told they were not getting their deposit back. The couple said instead, Askar asked for more money to sign a new contract to provide food for their wedding at a venue they secure themselves.
He had the audacity to be like, can I have more money so I can do your wedding? And we're like, no, are you insane right now? We want the refund.
In a statement to CTV, the business's board of directors says it is aware of developments that have created uncertainty for those who have scheduled events at the White Diamond Conference Centre and is working with qualified advisors to assess the situation and determine appropriate steps. Calgary Police Service is investigating 3 separate fraud-related reports associated with White Diamond made between January and February. The reports are associated to deposits being made to the business not being refunded following its closure. No charges have been laid. Neem said she and her fiancé are among those who contacted police, and they're still trying to find a reception venue for the August long weekend wedding.
If you already paid for this venue, it's no longer operating, so you better start looking.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Neem said they sent out save the dates for August 1st to 100 guests, but since they are now missing $6,000 from their budget, they might have to proceed with a smaller wedding. There are now 2 new exhibitions at Calgary's Military Museum. Still to come, a closer look at conflict through an Indigenous perspective. Two exhibitions now on display at the military museums in Calgary are using still life paintings to explore themes of conflict, history, and Indigenous identity. Kevin Green reports.
At the University of Calgary Founders Gallery inside the military museums, the display Reading the Ruins brings global conflict and Canada's Indigenous history together through still life paintings. Curator Dick Averin says the exhibit uses still life to explore broader questions about identity and history.
With Reading the Ruins by David Garneau, first time that this exhibition has been presented in any gallery setting.
Métis artist David Garneau uses his canvas as a response to global conflict, questioning the role art plays during times of war.
Then I saw photos or videos from Ukraine and destroyed buildings, and I started thinking about that and thinking about the uselessness. Why are we making art at a time like this?
Alongside Reading the Ruins, another Garneau exhibit, Dark Chapters, looks closer to home by examining the legacy of residential schools and Indigenous identity.
The message, the content is so timely and fascinating and allowing people to have conversations that maybe they wouldn't otherwise have.
Together, the two shows share a common thread, that of reflecting on memory, loss, and how history is understood.
They're both in the same very large room. You can see they sort of bleed together so that you realize that they're related. They're not unrelated.
His paintings draw on a tradition known as memento mori, a Latin phrase meaning remember, you must die, used by artists to reflect on mortality. Here, that idea is reimagined through painted objects like rocks, books, and bones, turning still life into a living conversation.
I see this work as part of a dialogue. With Indigenous art making, it's the story even more than the object. It's the dialogue among living human beings and not just the inert object.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
And the exhibitions run at the Founders Gallery at the Military Museums until August 30th. All right, you guys, it's April Fool's Day.
Yep.
In case you haven't already heard or noticed. And businesses were among those trying to pull a fast one on people.
Bare feet. Bare feet on my flight, I'm shocked to see.
WestJet pokes some fun at those passengers who think it's just fine to take your shoes and socks off on board a flight. The airline said it was banning bare feet on planes. And while the video is in jest, it also said, but seriously, keep them covered. WestJet produces an April Fool's spot every year. In the past, it joked about pilots working from home. Think about that one. And child-free cabins with kids stowed away in the cargo hold.
They do the best ones.
That's good, really good.
They must have so much fun putting those together every year.
But seriously, socks at least.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
All right, Hall's cough drops are also finding a way to pull your leg on April Fool's Day. Today, Hall's promoted its newest flavor, Grandma's Purse. It features hints of lavender and lint.
Ew!
Just like Grandma used to give you. Hall says the cough drops are made with a true vintage taste and are aged to perfection, perhaps because they've been sitting in the bottom of Grandma's purse for months, maybe even years. Who knows?
That's a good one, too.
Very clever.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And finally, this was a surprise, but it was no joke. That's a windsurfer colliding with a gray whale in San Francisco Bay.
For real?
Excuse me. The windsurfer was gliding along, as you see, when the whale surfaced at just the wrong moment. The whale disappeared back into the water, and the surfer appears to be okay. Of course, he'll always have a whale of a tail.
Oh, good one, Ian.
I had to.
He's lucky, I'll tell you.
He's very lucky. Very lucky indeed.
Better than a shark.
Yeah, no kidding. There may be a chance to get in on the ground floor on SpaceX stock. There are reports Elon Musk's space exploration company may go public. Details in our business reports.
CTV Ski Report, brought to you by Sunshine Village, home of Canada's best snow and hottest lifts.
Skywatch weather camera. Not looking so bad right now, but that's all about to change as we head through these next 12 to 24 hours. A big burst of snow is on the way, that heavy wet snow for the city and many other communities in southern Alberta. Temperatures pretty reasonable, still below normal in Calgary, but we're sitting at 4 degrees, much warmer in areas to the southeast. Lethbridge at 12, Medicine Hat as well, 11 in Milk River, 10 in Brooks, and even 7 in Drumheller. So warmer temperatures off to the east for sure. This is the big push of moisture on the way. So we're looking at light mixed precipitation for many communities for this evening. And then tomorrow for Calgary, wet snow. And for areas to the far south, mainly a rain event with a little bit of snow. Calgary, pretty much all snow with this one. We may see a couple raindrops this evening, but then we'll switch over to snow as we drop quickly below freezing. And we'll be around that freezing mark right through tonight and tomorrow. It will be windy at times as well, which is why this snow will be blowing around and reduce visibility. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Taking a little look around Salmon Arm, Kelowna for tomorrow, 14 degrees. Showers in Kelowna, snow for Fernie, snow for Edmonton, Rocky Mountain House, down through Red Deer, Olds, Calgary, Banff. And then as we get to the High River area, it's a mix of rain and snow. And for the far south, Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat, mainly a rain event with this one, but with some snow mixed in. When we look at how much we can expect, really these numbers are off because we are around that freezing mark and it's hard for the models to figure out how much rain and how much snow. But what you can look at, the best idea is at High River up to Airdrie, 5 to 10 centimeters is most likely. To the west of Highway 2 is where we could see up to 20 centimeters of snow. And we'll see less snowfall and more rainfall towards Taber, Milk River and Lethbridge.
Thanks, Danielle. Calgary police have made an arrest as part of an investigation into a series of extortion attempts targeting the city's South Asian community. They charged a 45-year-old man, accusing him of using threats and vandalism to try to acquire large sums of money and control of businesses in the community. Artemis II launched from the Kennedy Space Center late this afternoon. It was a smooth launch. Canadian Jeremy Hansen is part of the crew that will soar around the moon. Experts say the snowpack in the mountain parks is above average. It's more than 2 meters deep in places, and that will help with soil moisture and water reservoirs. If everything holds, Calgary's water restrictions could lift tomorrow. Crews have turned on the pumps at the Bears Paw, and the Bears Paw South feeder main is now in operation. They're keeping a close eye on the system to make sure the pipe and water remain stable. Water restrictions began in Calgary and surrounding areas last month for repairs to the aging feeder main that saw 2 catastrophic breaks. The U.S. is flagging a series of concerns in its latest report on foreign trade, including Canada's Buy Canadian procurement policy, which it says puts American businesses at a disadvantage. The federal government introduced its Buy Canadian policy in response to U.S. tariffs. As of December, the Buy Canadian procurement policy requires government contracts worth $25 million or more to prioritize Canadian workers and industries. South of the border, officials warn these issues could complicate future trade talks ahead of the review of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement.
There was a high-level meeting this week in Washington between senior officials from Canada and the United States to discuss these and other issues. So none of this is surprising to us.
The report also raises concerns about the decision by several provinces to pull American liquor off the shelves and tariffs on U.S. dairy products. There are reports that Elon Musk's SpaceX will go public in a few months. BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez has more.
Several media outlets say the largest stock market debut ever could happen in June. The draft registration could see SpaceX valued at $1.75 trillion. It would be the biggest ever listing. The last IPO that came close was Saudi Aramco, Saudi Arabia's energy company, in 2019. It was valued at $1.7 trillion. SpaceX designs and manufactures rockets and spacecraft. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 72.01. West Texas Intermediate is down over $1 to 112. Western Canadian Select is down over $3 to 80.14. And the TSX gained another 189 points today, now sitting just under 33,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Mirella Fernandez.
Some of the best minds in engineering made their ideas public at the University of Calgary today. More than 150 student capstone projects are on public display at the Engineering Design Fair. They focus on a wide range of disciplines from wildfire management to medical care. The fair gets fourth-year students to put their skills into practice and design products to benefit the public and industries. One team came up with a drone that delivers emergency medical supplies. Women's pro hockey is in town tonight. The sport is quickly growing in popularity. So how close is Calgary to getting a team too? Glenn takes a look next. The Ottawa Charge and Toronto Scepters face off at the Saddle Dome tonight. Glenn is back with us. And Glenn, this is the second last stop on the takeover tour.
Ian, the PWHL playing several games in different cities. The PWHL is thriving, but many say it wouldn't be where it is now without teams like the Calgary Inferno. Women's hockey sure has come a long way over the years. Blair Turnbull remembers her time in Calgary with the Inferno.
It's a three, put right out in front, it's in!
A team that won a pair of championships, but could never get any traction.
We were shocked. I mean, there were girls on my team who played for Toronto when we were back in the CWHL, and we were skating around before practice, and we were like, there's more people here to watch practice than we ever had come watch us play a game. So, yeah, it's been crazy to see the growth of our game and how much support we've had in the PWHL.
Right now, the PWHL has 8 teams and is looking to expand. Charge captain Brianne Jenner, who also played with the Inferno, thinks Calgary would be a great spot.
Oh, I think it could work in so many places. I think Calgary is a great hockey market. It's an amazing city. I certainly love my time here.
Women's hockey is thriving, and these players aren't surprised. They're having success because they were finally given a proper platform.
I mean, as a female hockey player, I kind of always knew that the quality on the ice was there. It was just about the investment and the fans getting behind us. And so as players, we knew that this could always happen. It was just about kind of convincing everyone else that it could happen. And so to see that it's finally here is really special.
Several Inferno players will be on hand to watch the game. They'll be remembered for paving the way.
It's special. You know, part of me wishes that they could be out on the ice playing, but I know they'll be watching and cheering us on, and I know they're all super pumped for this league and for how far the game has come since they finished playing.
And I don't think we'd be here without a lot of teammates that I played with on the Inferno that worked 9-to-5 jobs to keep our league going, and that was the foundation that this league's built on.
Puck drop for tonight's game, 7:30 at the Scotiabank Saddledome. The Calgary Hitmen have taken a commanding 3-0 lead in their opening round series against Brandon. Game 3 last night in Virden, Manitoba. The Wheat Kings can't use their rink because the rodeo's in town. Hitmen would open up the scoring in this game. Just over a minute left in the first period. Andrei Molgachev steps over the blue line, fires it past Filip Ruzicka. Second of the playoffs, 1-0 Hitmen. Hitmen added the lead in the second period. Axel Hurtig over to the red-hot Ethan Moore, and he one-times it past Ruzicka. That's his 4th of the series. The Hitmen up 2-0. Wheaties pulled it within 1 just over a minute after that. Jackson Jacobson over to Luke Misselbacher. He tips it past Eric 2 third. We've got ourselves a 2-1 game. Hitman goaltender Eric 2 solid again last night. He would end up making 35 saves, one of the biggest here on Prob Batal. Wow, great goaltending to keep it a 2-1 game. Hitman put this one out of reach in the third. Wheat Kings with the extra attacker, but it backfires. Landon Amrine will fire it into the empty net. Hitman win game 3, 3-1. Game 4 goes tomorrow night. Hitman have a chance to bring out the broom. One more note from the Hitmen. Their captain, Axel Hurtig, he signed a 3-year entry-level contract with the Flames. Team Canada really finding their game at the Men's World Curling Championship in Ogden, Utah. Canada beat Sweden last night. Another tough test this morning as they faced Switzerland. We're going to pick it up in the 6th end. Canada leading 4-3. They have the hammer. Matt Dunstone looking for the double and possibly score 3. But one of the rocks spills out, so it's still a deuce for Canada and a 6-3 lead. Let's go to the 9th end. Canada up 7-4. They look to be in complete control. Switzerland has the hammer. This an easy hit and stick for Philip Uzla, and he makes no mistake. 7-7 heading to the 10th end. Another good news for Canada. They had the hammer in 10. Dunstone drawing against 1. This one looks heavy all the way. The Harndens didn't even put a brush on it. Somehow it grabs just at the right time. Canada with a thrilling 8-7 victory over Switzerland to improve to 8-2. Tied for first place with Switzerland. Canada plays the Czech Republic tonight. That game gets underway in a few minutes' time.
Thank you, Glenn. And to be clear, when the Brandon Wheat Kings looked at the calendar, they didn't realize a rodeo was during the playoffs?
The rodeo is always there in Brandon, so this isn't the first time.
Okay, very interesting.
Happens in the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, Danielle, when will the snow begin?
Well, for Calgary specifically, it looks like we'll get a few flurries this evening and overnight, but the more intense snowfall should be between 8 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. 5 to 10 centimeters likely. We will get a little bit of rain to kick it off potentially as well. It's to be honest, hard to forecast this one because we're sitting at the freezing mark. So some rain, some snow, but it looks like mainly wet snow for Calgary. And then Good Friday, look at that, it clears out. Mix of sun and cloud, 8 degrees, Saturday 9. We may see a few flurries once again on Sunday. Easter Sunday. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And no, this is not AI, and no, this is not an April Fool's joke. This is a picture. Reinhold de Rosa sent this in, and this is Sulphur Mountain. I should remove the, look at that. Oh.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So beautiful. That's why people come here from around the world. All right, thanks very much. Have a great night.